Hey guys, this is Cam315 back at it with another video for you guys, and I'm back with another One Piece manga chapter review for you guys as we are starting to wind down before we get the 1 month break. Yes, if you didn't hear, um, it's definitely been news, but One Piece is, in terms of the manga, is going to go on a 1 month break, from June 20 from June from chapter 1053, which next week will be the last chapter, and then we'll come back in July, which I believe is July 25th is when chapter 1000 when it will come back from break, and then we'll get chapter 1054, because Oda is going to take this month off to pretty much prepare for the final saga of One Piece, which that's insane. It's the fact that the story is going to be coming to an end real soon. It's just insane. And this chapter, man, has some pretty big implications of what we could be getting. I'm definitely having what is going to be a crazy last chapter for a whole month. Anyways, this is chapter 1052, titled A New Morning. Cover page is of the Germa 66 escaping Whole Cake Island, but we see Caesar lurking behind this wall, and he sees what's going on, and Razor just turns her head and she's like, So it looks like Caesar might be captured by Germa 66 and end up working for Judge this time, because this guy's being passed around, more than a blunt ever could be. Or no, this guy's being passed around like a blunt, pretty much. He went from freaking his own thing to the Straw Hats to freaking Big Mom, now Germa 66. Like, good God, man. This is freaking crazy, yo. This guy's getting passed. Anyways, let's start the chapter off. So one of the things that I predicted that we would get in the upcoming chapters is we would be getting what the elders thought, or what the Goro said, five elders, would be thinking. We would cover Marijois, to see what that happens, and that's what we get to start this chapter off. They pretty much made the mention that Nika has finally descended upon the world, and 2 of the 4 emperors have been defeated in the same battle. This is not a matter we can cover. It's not a matter of we can cover this information. This shit is going to get out regardless. We can't cover this shit up. There's nothing we can do. So the 5 others talked to some of the world government ships that are near the borders of Wano, and they're pretty much like, so is that elephant gone? And the people on the ship are like, yeah, the elephant is gone. And one of the elders, he goes and makes the mentions, like, and also too, we got to make the factor that now Wano is not clearly opening their borders, and it's going to continue to be unpenetrable fortress for our forces. Pretty much, that's the thing. And again, Momonosuke made the right call not to open up the borders yet, because he knew it wasn't time. The world government, then the thing is, when the world government falls, that's when Momonosuke will open Wano's borders, because right now, if he had opened up the borders to Wano, the world government would have had free reign to go up in there and said, okay, this is world government's jurisdiction, yada, yada, yada. You can't do nothing. But because it is, the world government fears the Wano country in terms of their samurais and stuff like that, well, then guess what? They're not going to take any chances and stuff like that. So yeah. They go on to make the mention that they must have changed tactics in response to the situation. Someone over there is very shrewd, which they're meaning Momonosuke. Now, there's no means of sending a major force to occupy the nation, but will at least bring... But then he asks the CP0 member, he's like, but you will at least bring back Nico Robin, right? And CP0 is like, yeah, without fail, I gotcha. Shit. Pretty much. All of a sudden, the signal ending up being jammed and stuff like that. And all of a sudden, this signal that's being hacked is like, Hold on a quick second. I'll be right there in a few minutes and stuff like that. So yeah. Anyways, we cut over to the mainland of Wano, and we see something going on Onigashima within the castle. We see Hawkins and Drake. Drake's pretty much laid out because he's exhausted from the battle, and Hawkins, he don't look any better. He collapses over, and Drake is like, "You look like a wreck, dude." And he goes and say, "I thought your divination said you'd be fine as long as you didn't betray Kaido." And pretty much Hawkins goes in to say, the reason why I worked with Kaido was because the cards told me that I would be able to would continue to stay alive if I worked alongside Kaido. But Kid and the others, they went up against Kaido when they fought bravely, but at the end of the day, they lost. The thing, he makes them mention, even if I foreseen their victory, how could I have possibly turned back and suck up to the Kid again? And stuff like that. I'm pretty much saying, like, I know he would have won, but I don't know if I could have been able to freaking go back to Kid and create an alliance with him and stuff like that. So yeah. And pretty much Drake remembers about the fact that if you're going to betray them, now's the time. Does that represent the chances of a certain man surviving tomorrow? 1%. It sucks to be him. And Drake is like, so that certain man you were talking about was, and Hawkins pretty much says, that was me and everything. Also, this too, Hawkins, he did ask Drake, like, you're a Navy man, aren't you? But Drake is like, I'm not gonna tell you that and stuff like that. But Hawkins pretty much says, like, yeah, that person who would survive until tomorrow, that it was Hawkins. Crazy. He pretty much kills over, and we're led to believe Basil Hawkins is dead. Because I read the unofficial translations, and then right now I'm doing my review in the official translations. Yeah, I think Hawkins is dead, because this dude looks like he's been beaten to ever-living shit, and the way he just falls and the way he's talking about surviving, I'm like, oh, I think he's dead. And this is starting to align with the fact that, okay, we're entering the end game of One Piece, and it's definitely feeling like Oda is not afraid to kill people off. So one of the supernovas is apparently dead now. Hawkins is dead. That's what I'm guessing. He's dead. Anyways, 7 days pass, and the Flower Capital is pretty much happy, get up. They're still all celebrating and everything. They're pretty much, the people of Wano are pretty much saying, like, Lord Momonosuke pretty much has declared all freedom in Wano, and we're having another festival coming up soon and stuff like that. We cut over to the school, and the students in the school ask, hey, where's Miss Sarahibe, which was one of Black Maria's little minions, the girl with the long neck and the snake tongue and stuff like that. And this guy teacher is like, well, you see, she's actually not going to be coming back. You see, we're actually going to restart your entire history lesson. And the kids are like, what? Why? And pretty much this teacher's like, well, now you need to know the good things about the true heroes of Wano, and that's Lord Odin and his scabbards and the true history of Wano and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool now that pretty much they're now being taught what the true history of Wano is. Again, sometimes you have propaganda, because there was this huge propaganda. Again, it's like in other real world countries and stuff like that, where, and it's mostly comes down to countries that have dictatorships. And when people defect from countries that have dictatorships, and they see pretty much the outside and the true history of that said country, that's why some of these people are like, oh wow, I didn't realize how bad it was over there and stuff like that. So, yeah. Other people are also shocked to find out that Komurasaki was actually Hiyori and was actually Oden's daughter. They're like, wow, never could have seen that before and stuff like that. They make the mention about, it was Kawamatsu that was the one that saved her from the burning castle and everything. And I just want to hear all the tales about the scabbards. So even now the scabbards are being brought into a positive light when guess what? At the time, they were not seen as negative. They were seen as pretty much criminals and stuff like that. So yeah. The people want to also make the mention of the fact about the man who beat Kaido, and they're like, oh yeah, he's a warrior. Apparently his name goes by the name of Joy Boy. But he apparently left the country already. And they make the mention how he could have rivaled, he's a hero that pretty much could have rivaled only the God of the Blade, which they're talking about, Ryuma. So they've already kind of, Momonosuke, I guess you can say, put it out that, yeah, Joy Boy already left. It kind of keeps Luffy and company, under wraps for now and stuff like that. So yeah. Anyways, we go over to the Ringo region and we see, and we're at the grave site, and essentially we have it to where we're gonna build that. Two of the scabbards make the mention that they're gonna build a temple, which is Kinemon and Kawamatsu, and they say that they're gonna build a temple to honor Lord Oden, and stuff like that. And all the others that fought alongside him, all the daimyo who fought for this country, especially starting with Lord Yasuie. Plus, we're also going to lay to rest Izo and Ashura Doji. We get the second confirmation. We get the two other people that are confirmed to be dead. And Izo and Ashura Doji, they didn't make it. They passed away. They died, which is another shocking thing, and it goes to show you that Oda's not playing around anymore. I think I won't be shocked if we'll see more characters in the end game start to die now, because we're getting to the end of the story. Like, it's shocking that Ashura Doji and Izo both died, man. It's sanity. Onimaru shows up, very happy. Kawamatsu's very happy to see Onimaru again and everything and stuff like that. And Kawamatsu's like, well, I suppose we'll be put to rest here when it's our time, huh? And stuff like that. And Kinemon asked Monaco's like, hey, is that okay if we will lay Izo here? And Monaco's like, yeah, sure, of course. This was his home. I have no problem with it. And Monaco, he kind of just reflecting. He's like, it's kind of crazy that I'm still alive and kicking, huh? For some reason, and Kinemon makes the mention. He's like, it's difficult to bear the thought of something happening to the heroes of battle while the rest of us live. And pretty much Kinemon, he's like, he's pretty much at this point is like, I don't know if I can go on if I see any more of my friends die. So yes. Anyways, we cut over to the main palace where Momonosuke is staying there. They make the announcement to Yamato that Luffy and Zoro have finally awakened. Hiyori kicks freaking Momonosuke like she did when they were kids. But the thing is, Momonosuke doesn't really feel that as much, and it doesn't hurt as much because he pretty much got the body of Oden, and he's a lot stronger. Zoro and Luffy are back up. They're screaming, I want meat, I want booze, and stuff like that. Zoro and Luffy are awake. Everybody's happy. There's a huge, pretty much celebration of the party, and stuff like that. Momonosuke's like, I'm here to create a feast. Now, Luffy and Zoro are like, who are you? And Momonosuke's like, it's me, Momonosuke. I aged up and stuff like that, and everything. And they want to pick a fight with him to see how, strong he is. But he tries to run over to Nami, and you knew it was coming. When Momonosuke would be older, how would Nami react? And she reacts like as if it was Sanji or Brook, climbing on top of her. And, she punches Momonosuke out. But again, Momonosuke meant to mention that it doesn't hurt. And, Momonosuke's like, Mommy, why would you do that? I'm only still 8. And she's like, yeah, I hope you never do that again. And stuff like that. And the thing is, Sanji and Brook are happy because they're like, now you know what it's like to feel like to be us. You can't be hugging up on no more women again, buddy. And stuff like that. So yeah, Yamato, she's messing around with Momonosuke by putting plates on his head to make his head look like Odin and stuff like that, like his father. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Nami then asks Yamato, so Yamato, I take it you're gonna break your promise now? So now that your prayer is over with, and pretty much Yamato made a prayer the fact that she would not eat or take a bath until Luffy and Zoro were awake and stuff like that. So yeah, that's the whole thing there. That's really freaking hilarious. And we end up getting a freaking bath scene. Yamato is in the man's bath, and Sanji's reaction is just like, he's losing it. So I guarantee you, this man's gonna be like, hey Yamato, you want to take a bath together? He's gonna be losing his mind. Now Nami and Robin have to shut that shit down. Definitely Nami's gonna shut that shit down, bro. So it's a very interesting, funny bath scene. Your typical stuff you get at the end of these One Piece arcs and everything. And stuff like that. We cut over to the Tokage port, and Frankie and the others are just pretty much fixing up the ships. You also find out we fixed up the General Frankie as well, and stuff like that. Which all the guy characters are like, that's so cool, because they like robots and everything. And Kid's like, don't get no buddy with them. You know, we need to stay on guard till we're able to leave and stuff like that. Now they make the mention of like somewhere and somehow this information about what happened here will eventually leak, and the papers are going to hear about it, and then the world government is going to come after us because we're going to be the replacements for the 4 emperors. Law pretty much agrees and says they can't see us from outside of the closed nation, but we can't see what the enemy's doing and stuff like that. They make the mention how their bounties may be shoot up to an astronomical level and stuff like that, and all of a sudden Scratchman and Pooh with one of the numbers shows up and says, oh yes, it's true, the information did leak out, and stuff like that. And Scratchman and Pooh's like, here's the newspapers. Are you curious about your new bounties? You know, you want to see them? And the chapter ends off with Kid looking at the newspaper and being shocked about the bounties. And Apu says, all of your bounties, and the names they're calling the new emperors of the sea. So that's more than likely going to be revealed next chapter, what the bounty increases are going to be. And I think the bounty increases are going to be astronomically high for everybody that participated in the battle, you know, and stuff like that. We get the chapter ending off with the fact that we hear Akainu talking to somebody on the radio, and this guy is like, don't worry, Akainu, I'm already in there and I'm coming near the mainland Wano. And Akainu's like, don't you dare make anything worse. Got that, Ryuku? I know. Jeez, that's Ryoku. Yeah, Ryokugu says that. And Ryokugu is pretty much the final new admiral replacement we've seen, which he's pretty much replacing Akainu's spot, and he's approaching Wano. So I wonder if he's being sent there to maybe capture Nico Robin, because the world government made that a huge standpoint. They want Nico Robin captured. So we could be starting off with Nico Robin in the endgame One Piece, Nico Robin being captured and being taken hostage again, just like Enies Lobby. To be very crazy, very interesting to see. Next week will be the last chapter before the break and stuff like that. But that's it. This was another solid One Piece manga chapter. Can't wait to talk about next week's chapter, and can't wait to see what's going to be happening next in the story. Anyways, guys, I'm the God here. Hope you guys like the video. Leave a like if you like this video. Put in the comment section your thoughts on this week's episode of One Piece, as well as any other One Piece content you want me to upload to the channel and stuff like that. But anyways, guys, hopefully you guys have a great rest of your day or now we're channel this video. Until then, guys, peace.